Right. My preamble topic.
Mm-hmm.
So recently in work, I've had something named after me. So
In a good way or a bad way?
So I'll explain. I have a habit.
I know exactly what it's going to be, probably. So.
I have a habit in work of saying that things are impossible to do. And then 5 minutes later, turning around and saying, "Oh, I fixed that." Which has now become known as pulling a Nick.
Okay.
So, my question to you is, as the preamble topic, in terms of bash brews, what would pulling a Nick and pulling a Hansen, pulling an Alex be?
Pulling a Hans would be putting a game that's number one for you. But it wasn't even in the last cycle.
I can't believe you didn't even put that as number one last cycle. That's what really pointed me.
That is probably pulling a Hans.
Is pulling an Alex just picking a really bad game for Game Clubs?
Hey,
No,
man,
pick it.
it's being desperate to find games for your top 5 list at the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's not playing more than 5 games in the year.
I play plenty of games, it's just I don't play new releases.
Pulling an Alex is picking the worst character in a game and saying it's your favorite. That's pulling an Alex. Every single fucking time we play Danganronpa.
I mean, yeah, it's fairly accurate.
Okay, I'll accept that.
That is fairly accurate.
Pulling a Nick is messaging me going, "Oh, we should totally try this for a show," and that's the last we ever speak of it.
Wait, when's the last time that happened?
Like, it happens almost like on a regular basis.
Like when? When was the last time this happened? Yes.
Probably the Dungeon Dice.
That could still happen.
Could it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hans, let's do another live stream.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Hans,
probably
no,
it, the
I'm
live
serious
stream.
about this. You got the gaming room set up.
Nick,
Yeah.
you didn't even make it 24 hours
Let's
last
do
time.
it. Yeah, but this time we'll be in the same room. We can sit in your house, fucking get wasted.
That is the opposite. We're just going to black out and then they'll be like...
Exactly. It's going to see what's going to happen first. Are we going to pass out from tiredness or pass out from our livers failing?
or die of alcohol poisoning.
And then Alex can swing by for a couple of hours.
Pick up the body.
See? Live stream, man. It's perfect.
Is it?
Yes,
Okay.
let's do it. We will play 24 hours of something.
2K20.
Oh god, no.
No. My eyes would explode.
I think the console might explode.
Is... I know what pulling an Ah Wai is.
What?
Not showing up for Game Club.
Yeah, he's not putting the time in these days. Hand stack him.
Sack him, yeah. That's alright. I've got training on how to sack people, so it's grand.
Do you think you could shit yourself, like, purposefully?
No.
Like, do you think you could break through that mental barrier that's going to be, I'm going to sit here with shit in my boxers?
I couldn't. In front of other people, or if I was like by myself trying it?
Why would you try it?
Why would you be fighting? Because, like, I'm assuming that someone's going to offer you, here, I'll give you, like, £100 if you shit yourself. You're not going to be sitting in your rooms like, can I shit myself right now?
Like, I don't know. Like,
Hans, if
you
I
want me to
asked you
try?
right now to shit yourself, could you do it?
how many YouTube hits would we get?
£100 on the table. What is your dignity worth?
I don't know. I can feel one brewing actually. I
God,
might go
please
for
don't
it.
shit yourself. Because I'm not
said.
I'm not cutting it if you shit yourself. And then the whole world, all 6 people, will know that you shat yourself live on camera.
Live on the internet. How I go for it? I reckon I could
See
do
if
it.
we can spot the time in the the video that Hans shits his pants.
Has he been quiet there for quite some time?
God damn it.
I don't know. Alex is quite quiet. Maybe he's trying.
Maybe Alex has shut himself.
No.
He's just refusing to get involved in this conversation.
Let's not start that rumor.
Oh, Jesus. I totally didn't just punch my microphone.
Nick shit himself.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to the Not So Super Bash Bros presents Game Club for October 2019. Yes! Game Club is back, the monthly video podcast review thing, where we pick a game, go play it for the month, and come back and discuss it for your listening pleasure. This month, I picked Deadly Premonition, the third-person survival horror game by Access Games. And as ever, I am your host, Stupid Hair in the Coffee, Nick Davis, joined by Emotional Baggage in the Coffee, Hans Davis.
What about you?
And Bad Taste in the Coffee, Alex Proudfoot.
Hello. I don't like coffee, so okay.
You don't like coffee?
No.
You just sound like York trying to push a box.
Did I ever tell you the story
something.
of how my colour blindness screwed me over with ice cream?
No.
So, when I was on holiday in Tenerife, it was all inclusive. And for dinner, they had like 4 things of ice cream sitting out. And I walked over, and none of them were labelled, and I thought, oh, that looks like caramel ice cream. It was coffee ice cream.
I thought you were going to say it was poop.
So I took a big helping of cake, a couple of scoops of that caramel ice cream. Now, coffee, like, actually makes me gag. I cannot stand the taste of it. So here I am having some cake, thinking, oh, this caramel ice cream is going to be really nice. Massive big spoonful of it. That's not caramel. So I was nearly sick because my stupid colour blindness confused coffee ice cream for caramel ice cream.
Do you feel like this is the worst offense of your colour blindness?
So far, yes. Usually it's other people screwing me over.
I feel like maybe like they probably should have labelled the ice cream.
Oh yeah, they should have, yeah.
Or then maybe people with just regular blindness probably would have been the only ones who would have suffered that fate. Also suffering from the fate of being blind.
Yes, Deadly Premonition, originally released in 2010 on the Xbox 360, but eventually coming to the PS3, PC, and Switch throughout the years. How is everyone? Did I already ask that? I got thrown off because Hans decided to be an ass.
Speaking of ass, I still haven't shit myself, so.
God damn it, Hans. Actually, hold on. No, not as always. I gotta break down. Break it down. What is Deadly Premonition? I hear you ask.
Nick, what is Deadly Premonition?
When the ritualistic murder of teenager Anna Graham occurs in the small, sleepy town of Greenville, FBI agent Francis York Morgan arrives to investigate its link to the mysterious red seeds that have appeared throughout his numerous other cases. Digging deeper into the murder uncovers secrets and mysteries about the town and its inhabitants that spread further into his own personal life and mindset than York could ever imagine. Spooky. So, before we kick into it, how far did everyone get? Personally, I got halfway. I think I got to episode 2, part 2 out of like 6 episodes. For some reason, episode 2 is the only one with multiple parts. I don't know why. However, I have a reason which we'll get to. Hans.
I got up to the first, or not the first, I got up to the town meeting. I don't know
Alex.
how far that is in the game.
I bloody finished it, Nick.
Yes! Good on you.
And you know what? Spoiler alert, it's taken over Ghostbusters Place as the worst game I've ever played.
We'll get into it, Alex. And I will appease all your concerns about
No, you won't.
About
No, you won't.
Why this is the greatest game ever made. But as ever, I have broken this down into 3 categories. Story and characters.
What are those categories?
And you are so delayed. Okay, Hans, I'm going to say something. I need you to react as quick as possible to see what the delay is, okay?
Okay.
Hans.
Nick.
Okay, that's grand. That's fine.
Okay.
That's far better than like the 2 or 3 seconds it was before.
Okay, I think I figured out what the problem was.
What?
I was downloading something.
Yep. What a fucking shock.
Borderlands 3, fuck me over.
You're a fucking idiot.
Nick, I'm reacting to your words and they're hurting me.
Good. Now you've beat the internet, you can react faster.
Yeah, I just got my feelings gonna hurt much more efficiently there, Nick.
0 to heartbroken in record time. 3 categories.
Nick, what are those categories?
Story and characters.
Nick, what are those categories?
God damn it. Gameplay.
Cool.
And my quest to 100% deadly premonition.
The term martyr comes to mind.
Yep. So, let's start with story and characters. And I will 100% say here, I am serious in everything I say. I fucking love this game and think it is a masterclass.
What is wrong
in
with
story and characters?
The story is dull.
The story
characters
is
are bad.
phenomenal. It is so well done. I didn't see any
Is
of
it
the
well done,
twists
Nick?
coming.
Is it well done?
Yes.
Because let me tell you, from what I experienced, it is not well done.
It's incredible. It is Oscar worthy.
No, it is not. No,
I do not
way
think it
in
is
hell.
particularly well written. I do not think it is particularly well acted. However, I think the characters throughout are all incredible. They're all amazing and mwah.
You know, like, just because you didn't see the twist coming doesn't mean they're good twists.
But they
right?
are good
Are they?
twists.
Because to me,
Why
a
is
good twist,
Thomas the crossdresser? Who knows?
like, to me, a good
Because he's the flamboyant gay person in the town.
But he's not gay.
He's just
He wants to
flamboyant.
be one of the victims. Layers.
I'm pretty sure he says
Layers.
he's in love with George.
It's incredible.
But like, there's no foreshadowing. The good twist is foreshadowed throughout the entire thing.
But it is.
Is
He
it?
has a tattoo that says, "Ooh, love G." If you look at his window, you see him cross-dressing. There are signs. Oh, so good. So good. Alex, what is your problem with the story?
Everything.
Why? Point out one thing. And I will
All right.
rebuke this point.
It's bad.
Why? No, you can't just say it's bad. That's not criticism.
Okay, it's slow. The pacing is done terribly.
Suspense.
No, it is not. It is actually not suspense. It is just boredom. It's so...
But, okay, here's the... Did you get the fast travel item?
No.
Exactly.
But
Cuts
that
out
wasn't,
so
that
much
wasn't
time.
the problem. That was not the problem.
Dude, did you do all those races? Did you hear the
No.
knockoff of American Idiot?
Why would I race when the
Because-
driving is god awful?
Yeah, it's fucking terrible, but we'll get into that.
But we're not talking about gameplay yet, are we?
Yeah, we'll get into that.
We're talking about story. I think the story is quirky.
I think that's the like. This is the thing with the story that I really love. I think it starts off so like kind of weird and like kind of like no one's really taking it seriously, and I think that's what like it's like.
And by the end, it's exactly the same.
But like so like at the start, fucking everyone just thinks, oh, York's a fucking weirdo, and no one like ever. This is just one-off murder. No one gives a shit, and then suddenly like at a point, everything's just like shit is fucked, yo. People keep dying. People are fucking turning crazy. I love the slow, like, descent into madness of this whole story. At a point, fucking George turns into fucking Blanca from Street Fighter.
Yeah, he does.
It's incredible. I will go to bat for everything about this game. and namely the story and characters.
Like, I suppose we should talk about, like, you need to maybe go into a bit more in depth about the story now that we're actually on a proper topic.
I will completely spoil the shit out of the story here. I will just go through the massive story beats of it. Come to the town, Anna, the teenager, has been killed, and York comes in because there is notes to other mysteries around these seeds, murders that involve these red seeds that he's been finding throughout his career. As you investigate it, more people get killed, and they're all kind of linked together by like a common theme. They're all female, they're all quite young, and they all have these the red seeds keep being found. Eventually, it turns out that George, the sheriff of the town, is the killer, and he was promised by an unknown entity at the time that there's this ritual you can do where you eat the seeds, the person you're going to kill eats the seeds, and you kill them, and you can restore their power and become immortal and all that. That happens, it's all kind of fucked, and there's loads of weird twists along the way, such as Thomas being a crossdresser and being in love with George. And eventually it's turned out that a salesman who comes to the town every so often, Forrest Kaysen, is the kind of mastermind behind it all. And even then, it kind of relates back to even York's childhood, where he witnessed his father kill himself because he couldn't kill his mother, because Forrest had been growing seeds inside York's mother, which then leads into the whole split personality thing between York and Zack, which is originally when he was born, he is Francis Zack Morgan, but after going through the traumatic experience of watching his mother die and his father kill himself, that he concocts this like subconsciousness that takes over to protect Zack, and that is York, and he kind of is the who you see throughout the game, but not who the other characters see throughout the game, but that's never shown until the very end. And eventually, it's turned out that Kaysen kills Emily, and that drives York to kill Kaysen, and because he can't save Emily. But then he understands the sacrifice he had to make along the way, and solves the general mystery of it.
Like, even you describing that makes this story confusing as all hell.
Yeah! It's great. I love the story. I love the twist with York and Zack. It's amazing. Alex, what did you think of that, the York and Zack stuff?
Didn't care.
What?
It had got to the stage where I did not actually care anymore about the game, because we'll get on to this. It was a bloody hassle to play. So that by itself made me just go, you know what? I don't give a crap what happens in this game anymore. I'm finishing it. And then once it's done, that's it.
Alex told me his experience with the game and something that happens, and his experience was probably the scariest bit about this game. Was the race against the clock for Alex.
Yeah. The York and Zack stuff, I think, is really well done. Because, like, at first, it is kind of just presented as, like, he just has this... His inner voice is called Zack, and he talks to him to kind of, like, express his thoughts. Or, like, there's... Like, throughout the game, you're thinking, is the player Zack, and is he talking to me, and things like that, or is Zack just kind of like a split personality type thing? And then when it's eventually revealed, and the idea of, like, all the characters were seeing Zack in the first place, and, like, you were the only person seeing York, because Zack has, like, pure white hair and a massive scar on his face. It all kind of, like, is, I think, really well done. And I think it's that is probably my favorite twist in the whole game, because I think it is very well done, and it had me... It's one of the things in the game where, like, I had no idea until they actually revealed the twist. Even though, like, I had so many theories and thoughts about what Zack was and who Zack was, none of them came close to what it actually turned out being, and, like, the backstory behind it.
The whole thing about only the player saying York, does that tie into the whole... Is, like, the Zambos and stuff happening in real life, or is it happening in his head?
So that is, like, the one thing in the game that's never actually explained, is what those, like, other world sequences are. There's not, like, the ones in the rooms are, like, kind of, like, vaguely explained what they are, but the ones in the, like going through, the hospital or the whatever, like, shooting zombies, they're never actually explained.
Emily sees them, and it's never acknowledged.
Yep. Emily sees them at one point, and that is never actually explained what that is or what that represents.
And, like, because, like, whenever George roid rages out, that actually happens.
Yep.
But then, like, the Zambos and stuff and the red vines, you don't know. Yeah,
that's never really... It's never really explained or kind of elaborated on if that is, like, just in his head or if that's a metaphor for something. Or if he's actually rocking around shooting zombies. Which, part of me hopes that's what the case is, because that'd be really funny.
I think it'd be funny if the zombies were actually real people and he was just he thought he was like killing zombies.
He just goes into some like traumatic flashback events and just starts
he's just
popping
shooting up
souls.
a hospital.
I thought that's what the twist was going to be, is like, you're impacted by the red seed, so in those sequences you're just killing the townsfolk.
See,
But I feel like someone would stop
would
it.
have
I
been
feel like
mentioned.
that would be too good for this game.
I feel like that would be mentioned if suddenly this FBI agent comes up and just starts shooting up the town.
But yet is going from place to place with the fucking sheriff of the town.
Someone would be like, you need to stop like 10 minutes ago.
It's like, George, do you mind doing something about this? What? I never saw anything.
Can we mention my favourite side character very briefly?
Is it it's the musician, isn't it?
No, it's the pot lady who carries around a pot that
Oh,
gets
yeah.
cold and you need to drive her places. I think she's like one of the few characters that literally has no influence on the story or any bearing on the main story, but by God, it's ridiculous.
My favorite character is Mr. Stewart.
Yes, he is incredible, and like his weird, like, it's heavily implied that he is York's dad, but who knows?
With his overly effeminate assistant.
Hey, don't diss Michael is sick rhymes. That is my favorite bit, is that he's coming up with the rhymes, because when Harry starts talking, you're like, is he gonna talk in rhymes, or is this just something that Michael does?
Yeah, like whenever because obviously I never get to the point, but like I love this idea of the fact like Harry, like Mr. Stewart's just like, yeah, tell him that I don't like him. It's like, and then Michael's just like, yes, and then the hatred of the veins will flow through the course, so says Mr. Stewart. And I like this idea that Mr. Stewart's like, oh, Michael, for fuck's sake, just
I need a fucking new assistant.
can you just stop for 5 seconds? People are dying for fucking hell, Jesus Christ.
There's so many like really good memories. I like the fucking car dude who just walks up and spits on your car to clean it. That's amazing. I like the fucking general who just spouts nonsense at you whenever you go see him. I like the rocker dude who's just constantly fucking headbanging, and that his prized possession is a guitar that he gives you and is really sad.
To me, like I said, I think the story's quirky and it's confusing as hell. I do like the story, but fuck me, having to get through the gameplay to get to the conclusions of the story is fucking horrendous.
My favourite character was the dog.
Oh, Willie.
He was the only consistent character.
I'm assuming you didn't do the Willie side quest, where he gives you an infinite ammo
I
revolver.
literally did no side quests because I did not want to spend any more time.
See, this is your problem, Alex, because...
See, Nick, we'll get on to it about why I didn't want to spend any more time in the game.
Alright, gameplay. Let's go, Alex. Take me through it.
So, there's a timer built into the PC version that makes a crash after every hour and a half.
I definitely did not have that issue when I was playing the PC version.
So I googled it. The only thing you can do is extend it to 2 hours.
I'm assuming it's probably just a memory leak.
And, yeah. You can't get around it.
I never...
Uninstalling it, reinstalling it.
I played the first couple of hours on the PC version and never had it crash.
I finished the game after a grand total of 15 crashes.
Hans, are you tapping your microphone?
No, I was banging my head against the desk
Okay.
because the
Why?
gameplay is so fucking painful.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about
Okay.
it.
It's crap.
PC version I never had an issue with. I've only played like the first, I'd say 3-4 hours. But I did that in like one sitting and never had it crash.
Well, Nick, I have put 17 hours into the game.
I think I've put like 30 into
And
the
that's
PS.
not doing side stuff. That's all main story.
I think I've put like 30 hours into the PS3
With
version.
15 crashes.
So yes, the gameplay is clunky as fuck. I think it is horrendous to play at times. It's clunky, it's rough around the edges. There's a lot of ways to describe the gameplay.
It's repetitive. It's
Bad.
slow.
There's literally just bad sections. There's chase sections where you have to move the analog stick back and forth. Why?
Why not?
Because it's awful. They go on for far too long, and they bug out. Mine bugged out, and the guy got in front of me.
And he then was running away from you.
It was literally, he got in front of me and was just throwing axes at me. Like, oh,
was he throwing them in front and they were like circling around and getting you, or was he?
Yeah, he was throwing them like where he was facing, because he was facing where you're supposed to be, and they were like just glitched through him. And of course, since you're facing the way you're facing your character as he's running towards the camera, you can't see the bloody axes.
Yeah, the gameplay is fucking terrible. It's absolute dog shit. There's no other way to describe it.
The driving is just...
So the core shooting gameplay, I will say.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Hans, does it pass the shotgun test? Because there's a shotgun.
No, it does not. It doesn't pass the shotgun test, and it's just repetitive. It's so repetitive.
Also, we've got everyone's favourite mission, a tailing mission.
Yeah, that bit's real fucking bad.
right up there with the escort mission.
The person drives at 20 mile an hour.
So I will say the core bit of the gameplay, the shooting bit of it, I do not think it controls particularly well, but I will say I never felt like it got in the way of me getting to what I needed to do.
Oh, but
also, the melee weapons are better than all of the guns.
Yeah. Well, no. Not really. When you do some of the side missions and get the good guns, they're really not.
It like the dungeons. We'll call them that but it's just the same shit though.
Yeah, I'll admit the game those sections of the game are the worst sections of the game.
Which is supposed to be the most suspenseful bit of the game.
Like, you could strip all those sections out and I think it would be a better game for it. But it reminds me very much of, like, the issue with Ken Levine, the guy who did Bioshock series. He said if he was making the way he wanted to make Bioshock Infinite was not a shooter. But it just reminds me of, like, it's people need some form of gameplay in a game. Whether it's good or not. Obviously, Bioshock Infinite was still a good shooter at the end of the day. This is not. But I feel like if you strip those out, it would be a better game.
We played a game on Game Club recently, and I mean, I guess this is a verdict kind of sorts, but like we said the exact same thing where
Hellblade.
If it was it
was Hellblade and the combat in Hellblade.
Like if it was just the story, it'd be absolutely astonishing.
Mm-hmm.
But the combat and the gameplay side of it just
the thing with Hellblade, the combat did not go on as long as it did in this.
I kind
this
of
was
disagree
excessive.
With that.
But so I will say there are side missions that give you real fucking good guns that are not combat related at all.
But the melee weapons one shot everything.
Right, so hear me out. There's the mission I mentioned before with Willie, you collect random bones around the town, and if you get 7, Willie will steal them, and then when you find Willie again at his kennel, there's an infinite ammo revolver in his kennel. Don't ask me why a dog has a revolver. I don't ask questions like that. But that gun literally takes down people in one shot. Every enemy, one shot. And, like, does it make the gameplay excusable for how janky it is? No. But it also makes those gameplay sections much less painful because you tear straight fucking through them.
I just bought the swords and I teared through everyone.
But again, but then this also comes to the point of it, like, kills the bosses in, like, 3 hits. And it kills the weird wall ladies in 1 hit as well.
But do you know what would also help?
Yeah, if
just make the gameplay sections better.
Yeah.
Like, shit, like, I'm sorry, but, like, just make them better. Like there are third-person shooters out there you could have just copy and pasted the engine from and made it even remotely possible. Like, I don't know. Like,
so I also encountered another irritating issue. Whenever you have to follow Willie to find York, you don't follow Willie, you follow Kaysen. Because if you get too close to the dog, it resets it and takes you back to where Kaysen is.
I can't remember that bit off the top of my head from when I first played it. I remember the bit, but I don't remember the ins and outs of it.
It explicitly says, follow Willie. So as Emily, you run the same speed as the dog. But if you match the dog, Kaysen can't keep up who you're actually supposed to be following. So that was annoying. Also, the running away from Kaysen at the end of the game goes on for far
Yes.
too long.
I don't mind the chase sections with the Raincoat Killer because I don't think they go on all that long.
Yes, they do.
But yes, the one at the end with Kaysen does take like it's a
The
solid
fact
like
that they're
5
in
minutes.
the game is too much. They are just not needed. And the hiding things are too long as well.
Yeah, for him to do like a full circle of the room and then decide, screw it, I can't find him, that does take too long. I do feel like it should just be like, hold your breath once and then that should be it. Sort of like levels of him seeking for you. Also,
the fishing is really bad. And the fact you have to do it for a mission sucks.
You have to do it once for a mission. And it's completely easily doable once you figure out where it stops. It always stops 3 squares after where you hit X.
I know, it's still bad.
This game just needs to be a visual novel.
Like
all the gameplay cut out and just have the story.
With the driving, you could flip a car at 30 mile an hour.
See, I will actually, compared to playing it on the PS3 or on PS Now, I think the game doesn't handle running at like 60 frames a second very well. That causes the physics to break with the cars. And like that is completely on the PC version, I would say. Because it doesn't happen on the PS3. Whatever way it calculates its physics, it must calculate it on whatever the frame rate is, and then whenever it's like double what it thinks it should be, all the physics fuck up. That doesn't mean that the cars aren't completely fucked on the PS3 version if you go too fast, but if you're on lower speeds, it's fine.
What is too fast, Nick? Because you only go like 50 miles an hour.
So,
55 if you put the sirens on.
So, 1, there are ways to upgrade your car if you do some of the side missions, and 2, there is one of the side missions gets you York's car that he crashes at the start, which is the best car in the game that can go up to like 100 miles an hour. And it doesn't react well at certain times when you're going that fast. Like, trying to do a slight turn at times at that speed causes the car to just freak out. But yeah, there are ways to actually upgrade the cars to go faster and buy new cars.
Oh, so it's like GTA.
Yeah, it's exactly, yeah.
Fuck off, Nick. Don't even.
So yes, as I said, this is one of, like, I do really like this game, but I understand that the gameplay is not the highlight of the game. It is it is the low light.
There's a section where you have to go to the diner.
Yep.
And apparently it is a very well-known crash area. And the only fix
the police should really do
to
something about
avoid
that.
the crashing when you leave the diner
Not speed.
is to smoke a cigarette for more than 4 hours.
Nice.
That's the only way to avoid the crash.
That's just not good for your health.
No. It's impressive that one cigarette can last that long, though.
Like, I do not have hopes for the sequel after playing this. I just don't. Like, do you remember we played Psychonauts and we were like, oh, you know, like, maybe if they get the gameplay right, you know, the next time, it'll be, like, really good. I don't have that same sort of hope for this game.
I do. Because I think it's being made by a completely new studio this time. Just with the same guy, like, writing and directing.
It's alright, Alex. You have to play it whenever Nick picks it for Game Club.
See, as I said, yes, the gameplay is not the highlight of this game. I think it is sufferable at times. It is a chore to play at times. But I also feel like there are ways the game lets you make
up not fun.
The game lets you take shortcuts if you like go out of your way to do some of the side missions.
But it's not a shortcut.
But then it's not a shortcut.
It's a long way around.
The fact you can get a fast travel item makes the whole game a fucking shortcut when you don't need to drive anywhere.
I didn't mind driving places because at least it was consistently bad and I knew what I was getting into. I would rather drive from one side of the map to the other than do any one of those chase scenes.
I don't know, the chase scene, like, bar the case one, I don't think the chase scenes were that bad. They're long, but I also think it's not that difficult to, like, flick the stick back and forth.
And why have them in?
Because it's gameplay.
Just make it a quick time event.
Why have anything in any game? Why not just have a black screen the whole time? With someone narrating things to you?
they're awful segments. They're actually just trash. They don't add anything.
I disagree.
It would be better if it was actually done like an actual chase scene and not just a quick time event, because then there's actually some not fear, maybe, I don't know, thrill.
But I would rather the way
to it.
So I would rather the way they did it than like struggling with controlling the character and whatever and pushing boxes and it guiding me the way I need to go than me trying to fight with the controls to get where I need to go.
But then just get better controls.
Or mad thing here, make it a cutscene where you run to the room where you have to hide.
And then you hide, but via gameplay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was willing to look past a lot of the gameplay flaws.
It's because you've got a massive boner for this game.
Because I like
See,
the game.
I knew nothing.
Much like Alex has massive boners for bad games.
Yeah, and we rip him for it too, so... This is going to be our next, like, fucking end of cycle top 5,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's going to be his number 1, yeah.
And it's going to really piss Alex off.
Good. Now he knows how I feel having to play all his shit games throughout the years.
This could be a start of the paradigm shift. Where Nick starts to pick all the shit games and Alex starts to pick good ones.
Well, we'll find out at the end of the episode.
Well, no. Alex, you have one job at the end of this episode. Do not fuck it up. Should we move on to the next quest for
Yes.
100%?
As I said, I'm getting every trophy in this game, which includes doing every side quest, collecting all the cards, and let me tell you, some of those side quests are amazing. They show you so many different sides of this game, where that like Polly used to be like the town whore, that Willie has a gun, that you find out way more about Emily and how she can't cook and why she can't cook. You find out that Thomas weirdly attracted to his sister. All sorts of fucked things. Let me tell you, it's worth every step of the way. Part of the reason I didn't finish it, because I'm trying to do everything.
Well, Nick, you keep us updated with that.
I will. When we finish Deadly Premonition on our live stream, Hans.
No.
Live on the internet.
No, the charity will be that someone pays me enough money for a gun so I can kill myself.
I think it's worth doing.
Sure, I have shit internet, so we can't do it here.
You know, you have better internet than Andrew, Hans.
But I was lagging, sure.
Because you were downloading something, because you're an idiot.
Welcome back to Bash Bros.
God no. So, shall we wrap it up?
Nick, did you just die?
No, my throat's gotten very sore all of a sudden.
Alright, no, I heard a loud thud and then you went quiet.
No, I don't know what that was. Yes, as I said, this is legitimately one of my favorite games of all time. I think the story it tells and the characters it has and the way the characters progress and the way the stakes progress, I think it is an incredibly well done story. I think some of the characters are amazing and some of my favorite characters in any video game ever. I will admit that there are flaws. The gameplay is tough to get through at times and it is a hindrance. But I also think that it is completely worth going through some of it because I will legitimately say this is probably my favorite story in any video game. I think the way it tells it and what goes along with it is amazing. And I wouldn't change anything about it yes, the gameplay sucks, but the story is, for me anyway, 100% worth it. Hans.
I got as far as the town hall. So, see, it's a lag joke. Did you get it, Nick? Alex got it. This game is bad. The story is good and quirky, but the gameplay is bad. I can't recommend to play this, but I would recommend you watch a Let's Play of it.
Alex.
I am so disappointed in this game.
I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. The gameplay is so bad that it actually made me stop caring for the story. So I would say, if you're interested in this game, watch a Let's Play, because then it'll give the gameplay more personality.
I will say, not as a defense or anything, but just as a warning, if anyone ever watches this and wants to play the game, do not play the PC version. It is
Trash.
Yes, from the short time that I spent playing the PC version before I went to the side to actually have a tangible trophy thing that I wanted. The PC version is horrendously poorly done. It is a garbage port. And I will say, I'm not going to say it will solve all the issues, but I think some of the problems you would have had, Alex, may have been resolved if you weren't playing the PC version. Not saying that's a defense of the game, and I don't think it should ever have a bearing on a game, because I don't think port quality or things should ever affect how someone sees a game. But it is more of a warning than anything, than an excuse. So yes, all in all, one glowing review in a swamp of negativity.
A myriad of shite.
I will always go to bat this game. It holds a special place in like my gaming memories.
Do you know the funny bit is, right? So like, this is your game that you will defend high heavens.
Yep.
You know, like you enjoyed, but everyone else hated.
Mm-hmm.
I had Ghostbusters. Where, like, you know, like, I love that game.
To be fair to Ghostbusters, I enjoyed the first part of it.
Yeah. But, like, you know, that's the one game that I will defend tooth and nail. Alex literally does this with every game he picks. It's like, it's not just one, like, because everyone has, like, their guilty pleasure, I suppose is the best way to describe it. But, like, every game that Alex picks is just like, yeah, guys, I really liked it. And the rest of us just like, fucking no, Alex. God, no.
Speaking of games that Alex picks, November is around the corner, and it's Alex's turn to pick. Alex, what fresh hell do you have in store for us this month?
We're going back to Space Boys.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
We're playing Void Bastards.
Okay. That I've actually heard decent things about this. But I've also heard decent things about other games that Alex has picked, so that has no bearing on how this may go.
I don't know what that is, and that's
I believe it's a first-person shooter.
It's not a good sign.
In the style of, like, old Doom games. Like, where, like, gun in the center of the screen and all that. And, like, big levels. I think. I saw some people, well-respected games journalists that I follow said Void Bastards was a good game. That video is also going to get demonetized because it has the word bastard in the title. So yes, join us in November where we play Void Bastards. But for now, it is a goodbye from Hans.
Have a good one.
A goodbye from Alex.
Bye.
And a goodbye from myself. See you next time.
What about
coffee? I hate you, Hans.